Welcome to another session of RIG at UKZN. In this session, we'll be showing you how to submit your chapter in book output to the research office. To add a chapter in book research output type, you will need to go to the RIG website located at https://rig.ukzn.ac.za. You can also find this link on the research office website. Log into the system. In the top right-hand corner, click on Add New Output. Select Research Output. On the following screen, click on Book-related publication types and a submenu will appear. Select Chapter in Book. You will then see the new Research Output form. This is where you will input all relevant details relating to your chapter in book. Most of the information required on this form is self-explanatory, and so we will not go through every piece of information on the form. However, I will draw your attention to areas that require additional explanation. Also note that this form contains multiple tabs, as you can see on the top. We have a Research Output Details tab and an Authors tab, where you will have to list all authors who contributed to your publication. Now let us go through the form. On the first tab, which is Research Output Details, ensure that the output type is chapter in book. Thereafter, fill in all required pieces of information on the form, working your way down to the bottom of the first tab. You will need to enter information like the title of your publication, the book that your chapter is published in, edition name or number, publication year, and so on. In order to select the book that your chapter is published in, click on the plus sign under Related Book. Firstly, search for your book by typing in the first few words from the title of your book and clicking on the blue search button. If your book appears on the list, you may select it by clicking on the plus sign. If your book is not found, you may add your book into the RIG database by clicking on the plus sign located here. This then opens a new form where you can add all details pertaining to the book in which your chapter is published. Fill in the title, the abstract, editors, and other related information pertaining to your book. Once you've captured all required pieces of information on the form, click on the Done button at the bottom of the screen. At this point, you will see the Set Status window. Click on Review by Research Office by clicking on it and then clicking on Done. You will now notice that you are back at the initial form and your book is displayed on the form. Continue filling in the rest of the details. To upload your full-text publication, you may upload full-text versions of the publication by clicking on the blue file picker icon here. You may select more than one book to upload if required. Continue filling in all relevant pieces of information as you work your way down the form. Productivity Unit Reporting. If you'd like to submit this record for PUs, select the reporting year from the drop-down. Pub count reporting details. If you'd like to submit this record for DHET subsidy, you must select the relevant DHET or pub count reporting year. If your submission to the research office is late, you should fill in the relevant questions related to late submissions. Use the file uploader here to attach your motivation for late application. SESM category. Select the appropriate SESM category for your field of work. Click on the plus sign. Some of the SESM categories can be seen below. Please note that if you wish to go to the second page, you may use the navigation bar. Click on the plus sign next to the applicable SESM category. That completes the information on the first tab. Now scroll through the information that you have entered onto the form and correct any mistakes you may have made. Once you are happy that the information is correct, you may click on the Save button at this point by way of good practice. Scroll up and click on the Authors tab. This is where you add any additional authors to this research output. If you have imported your output data from an external database, such as Scopus or ORCID, the text box here will have your authors listed in it. Alternatively, if you are manually capturing your research outputs into the RIG system, this text box will initially be blank. In this case, when you add authors by clicking on the plus signs below, they will appear in the text box after you click on the Save button. Thereafter, If there are any authors that do not appear on that list, for example, external authors, you may manually type them into the text box in the correct format, that is, surname followed by initials. Author names should be separated with a comma. In this example, as we are not importing from an external database, we would first add in all authors and then click on Save. First add all UKZN staff authors by clicking the plus sign and searching for the author by name. Use the search facility by either staff number or staff name and click on the blue button to search. I'm searching by staff number. Click on the plus button to select this author. In the case of a UKZN researcher having dual or multiple affiliations with other institutions, these institutions need to be entered here. You may type in the name of the institution separated by commas. Under the Total Affiliated Institutions column, type in the total number of institutions that the author is affiliated to. As an example, in the case of dual affiliation, you will enter 2, as UKZN counts as one of the 2 in the dual affiliation. If there are any student authors, you may add them here. You may search for the students by their student numbers or names, then click on the blue search button. The total number of students and staff authors from UKZN should be typed in here, and the number of external authors, that is authors outside of UKZN, should be typed here. If there were any students that were supervised, please add in the supervisors here. You may search for the supervisor either by staff number, which is recommended, or alternatively, you could search by name. Select the supervisor from the search results by clicking on the plus sign. More than one supervisor can be added in the same way. For each supervisor, indicate which student or students were supervised by typing in the student number here. If more than one student was supervised, enter their student numbers separated by a comma. After you've entered all authors, double-check that the information entered is correct. Thereafter, click on Save. Now go and check on the authors listed in the text box. Confirm that the information listed in the text box is correct. If you noticed any mistakes, such as incorrect authors selected, you may remove the incorrect recording by clicking on the bin icon on the right-hand side. If an external contributor has been missed out, you may type the contributor name in the text box, ensuring you keep to the required format. Click Save and Close. At this point, you may now use the Set Status window to send your output submission to the college office. To do this, you need to select College Review by clicking on it. You will notice that the college review becomes highlighted. Now click on Done. This completes your submission process. Please note that if you select Draft, your submission will remain with you and will not be sent to the college for review. Thank you for the time taken to view this video. We hope it was informative and easy to follow. If you have any questions, please contact the research office. For more videos in this series, you may use the help option in the RIG website.